excited for him and Islam to fight again.
Okay, let's go. Without them right there, let's go.
Very clear to me he doesn't want to fight Islam. 3 different ways. One of them, his official Twitter account, where he became the #1 contender, and after that, when the shot was secured, the date was secured, he called out Conor McGregor. Another one is an interview that he did on the morning of the last pay-per-view, that last week or the week before, the way time goes. And he says he's not going to fight Islam in October. He said, I will fight him, I just need more time. I think he had like an injury or something he was dealing with. And he only needed it. He said, I'll fight him in November. I'll fight him in December. I'll fight him anytime but October. And it was a peculiar statement because the date of the card in Abu Dhabi is at the end of October. The top of my head is the 22nd. It might be the 28th, but you get my point. I won't fight him in October, but I will fight him in November. If you look at a calendar, all of a sudden we're talking about a week. And we're talking about that week months in advance. So a guy like me sitting in a position, I'm just observing this, getting my daily fix of MMA news. I'm going, how would you know? How would you know now that you're not going to feel good then? But you will feel good 1 week after. I mean, it was just one of these situations, right? You've always got a language barrier. You've always got these certain things. But Islam, the day before Dana makes this announcement, called out Leon. And I'm wondering why. I'm just wondering why. Because that was calculated, even if I don't know. Even in hindsight, I don't know why he did that. That was calculated. There is nothing that happens over there that Ali is not a part of. And Ali just might be a genius. Truly. He understands this game in ways that other people don't. And so Islam pulled him out. He did that for a reason. He was trying to get something. He was trying to leverage or bother Charles in some way. Or he was trying to bother Volkanovski, possibly, by going in a direction that wasn't him. I don't know. I'm left to guess. But I do wonder why, because when Islam did that, that was the final nail in the coffin of me coming to you confidently to only be able to tell you one thing, which is the Charles match isn't going to happen in October. And as I look at that, I still wonder why was it so important to get Charles? To remind you, when Islam and Charles did fight, it was in Abu Dhabi. So the same crowd is going to get what they've already seen. That match, I'm not looking to be a jerk, right? I promise Gabriel Charles is wonderful. He's just wonderful. That match was not competitive in any fashion. Not with the hands, not with the feet, not with the knees, not with the elbows, not with the double legs, not with the guillotines. I mean, there was nothing about that match that was competitive. But it looks like a good level of work was put in to preserve that match. We got Volkanovski straight up, I'll do it.
Fight fans, welcome back to Luxurytainment. In this video, we're diving into the highly anticipated main event of UFC 294, scheduled for October the 21st at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi. Headlining the card is a UFC lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev, defending his title against Charles Oliveira in a rematch from last year's UFC 280, where Makhachev emerged victorious to claim the vacant lightweight title. This fight promises to be an epic clash between two top-tier fighters, and there's a lot on the line, with Makhachev coming off an incredible fight with Alexander Volkanovski and Oliveira's impressive performance against Beneil Dariush. Although Vegas odds favor Makhachev to come out on top, there are compelling reasons to consider Oliveira as a serious contender. Before his remarkable championship winning streak, Oliveira's career was marked by inconsistency. However, he has since matured into one of the most formidable fighters in the sport, capable of finishing opponents both on the feet and the ground. Oliveira's growth and experience going back to the drawing board gives him the tools to potentially upset Makhachev and reclaim the lightweight gold. So while Makhachev seems to have the upper hand, we can't underestimate the determination and skill of Du Bronx. Interestingly, Makhachev expressed interest in fighting UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards, which raised some eyebrows among fans and fellow pundits. The notion of double champs is often met with skepticism due to the challenges of defending two titles simultaneously. Amanda Nunes might be an exception, but in most cases, one division inevitably suffers. Moving up to welterweight would have been a risky move for Makhachev, especially considering the wealth of talent in the lightweight division he has yet to face. Fighters like Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, and Beneil Dariush are formidable contenders that could test Makhachev's dominance.
I have my own opinion that Michael Chandler's the guy you put in. And I had a little bit of pushback on that when I first said it, having to do with most recent records and current ranking. A little bit of pushback. But an hour after I said that and got pushed back on, Sean Strickland was given a title fight, which proved my point. And why is it, Charles? Why was that so important? I have noticed that I'm not sure there was anyone else. Why I tell you that I think Chandler should have done it, he's got his hands full, got the TV show going, he's got the thing with Conor. Just by example, this wasn't a match that he spoke about or wanted. Volkanovski did step up and deserves full credit because that's real. He wasn't just barking. He would have done it. But a deal was struck that we were told that Volk needs to win his next match, which has now happened and he did win, and Islam needs to win his next match before that rematch would happen. Now, I know opportunity and things like this present themselves, but okay, let's just eliminate Volk because we're going to stick to the plan that we've had from the beginning. I just don't know who else was there. I think that Benny had a wonderful argument that he could have made as it has to do with an industry standard known as Survivor's Clause. Even though he lost, if Charles can't go on, we have a standard in this industry and Vinny could have invoked it. If he would have invoked it, it would have made him the only 155 pounder on earth that was calling out Islam. I mean, it would have been a very compelling thing. And I got pushback when I brought that up. But again, if you see the announcement for Sean Strickland, it proves my point. So it's just one of those things where I don't know that that's a mega, I don't know that that's a box office hit. I don't know that that's what this was about. Charles is the #1 contender. That's true. He earned it. That's true. He did say my next fight will be with Islam. I am going to fight Islam. He just said, you know, I need a different date. And so it's kind of one of these spots that if you're not going to go to him, who are you going to go with? Nobody else raised their hand. And we've got clarity. I admit I was wrong. That fight is going to happen. I think that's very good news. I do think that match is going to be more competitive. On the other side of the coin of that statement, I don't know that there's a way that it could be less competitive than the first one.
I think Islam Makhachev has Oliveira's number and sees the fight playing out similarly to their previous encounter, possibly lasting a little longer, but with the same result. I would have preferred to see featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski get a rematch against Makhachev after their close fights at UFC 284. However, let's give Oliveira the benefits of the doubt. Oliveira claimed that he wasn't himself in the first fight, and since then, he has rebounded with a first-round technical knockout of Beneil Dariush and holds impressive finishes over notable fighters like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler. We can draw comparisons to Aljamain Sterling's experience in his first fight against Peter Yan at UFC 259. Sterling had an upset stomach during the fight, affecting his performance, but in the rematch at UFC 273, he retained his belt after a better showing. Similarly, if Oliveira's claims about not feeling himself during the first Makhachev fight are genuine, it could lead to a different outcome in the rematch. Understanding the significance of physical condition and preparation, and if Oliveira's coaches have addressed these concerns, then the rematch could turn out to be a different fight altogether. As we approach UFC 294, the excitement and speculation continues to build. Will Makhachev successfully defend his title, or will Oliveira exact revenge? Could this fight lead to a potential return of the legendary Khabib, seeking revenge if Makhachev falls? Only time will tell, and we'll be here to keep you updated with all the latest news and insights. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this epic main event. Let the countdown to UFC 294 begin, and have a great day.